The Bold and the Beautiful B&B spoilers for Tuesday, November 4th, reveal that Beth Spencer, Jordan Gracie, will make an anti-Sheila Sharp, Kimberlyn Brown, announcement while Electra Forrester, Lania Grace, refuses to forgive Remy Price, Christian Weissman. At Forrester Creations, Remy is now an emotional wreck after being confronted and berated during Deke Sharp's, Harrison Cohn, welcome party. Despite Remy's apology and desperate plea for another chance, Electra will make it crystal clear that she's not forgiving him for everything he's done. Remy was hoping he could get Electra back on his side and convince the others to follow, but that plan won't pan out. That's why Remy will just have to turn his attention to Deke and privately beg him not to give up on their relationship. Deke is obviously feeling overwhelmed since he never expected any of these awful Remy revelations. It'll be hard for Deke to get past Remy's actions, especially since Remy kept quiet for so long. In the meantime, Beth will have another conversation with Hope Logan, Annika Noel, and Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, about their upcoming nuptials. It turns out Beth will have a big idea about Liam and Hope's marriage ceremony, so she'll share it with them on Tuesday's B&B episode. Hope and Liam will no doubt offer their approval as long as it's reasonable and doable. However, Beth will eventually have another announcement about the guest list. Turns out Beth won't want Sheila at the wedding, so she'll catch Liam and Hope off guard when she spills that news. Beth won't want Deacon Sharp's, Sean Cannon, wife ruining the fun of Hope and Liam's special day, so she'll take a very anti-Sheila stance on Tuesday's show. Will Liam and Hope grant Beth's request about leaving Sheila off the guest list? Since Hope was already hoping Sheila wouldn't be there, she may pipe up an agreement and decide to give Deacon updates on the Sheila band soon after. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say some difficult family issues are on the way, so stay tuned for all the drama. The sun had barely risen over Los Angeles when the day began to shift in ways that would ripple through every corner of Forrester Creations, Illinois Giardino, and the tangled lives that always seemed to orbit one another in that glamorous, chaotic world. At Forrester, the aftermath of Deke Sharp's disastrous welcome party still hung in the air like the scent of spilled champagne and regret. The night before had ended in heartbreak, confrontation, and tears, and now the consequences were sinking in. Remy Price sat alone on the edge of the Forrester showroom's platform, staring at the faint shimmer of gold fabric that had been left behind from the previous evening's decorations. His reflection glimmered faintly in the glass of a nearby display case, distorted and broken, just like he felt inside. He ran a trembling hand through his hair, still hearing Electra's voice echoing through his mind. "I'll never forgive you," had been soft yet final. The kind of voice that doesn't rise in anger but instead cuts with quiet certainty. Remy's throat tightened as he looked down at his phone, scrolling through photos of happier moments, ones that now felt like stolen snapshots of a life he'd never really deserved. He saw the smile of Deke, bright and warm, and felt a pang of guilt so sharp it nearly stole his breath. He had lied. He had hidden who he was, what he'd done. He'd let Deke fall in love with a ghost. When he finally looked up, the showroom door opened, and Electra stepped in, flanked by Ivy and Katie, her face a mix of exhaustion and dignity. She hadn't slept. That much was obvious. Her eyes were puffy, her hair pinned back in a hastily elegant bun. She had the posture of someone forcing herself to stand tall despite wanting nothing more than to crumble. "Remy," she said quietly, her voice cold but steady. "You shouldn't be here." He rose slowly, his expression pleading, desperate. "Please just hear me out. 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking." 5 minutes. Electra scoffed, crossing her arms. "You had years, Remy. You had years to tell the truth. Years to change. Years to stop." He took a hesitant step forward, but Ivy quickly positioned herself between them, her protective instincts kicking in. "You don't get to come near her again," Ivy said firmly. "You humiliated her. You stalked her. You broke her, and now you want to talk." Katie sighed softly, her expression torn between pity and disgust. "Remy, you need help," she said. "Professional help. And not the kind you get by apologizing in a showroom." Remy's voice cracked as he spoke. "I am getting help. I've been Katie. I've been in therapy for over a year. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I was a different person back then. Electra interrupted sharply. You keep saying that. But I was a different person back then too. I was naive. I was trusting. I believed you were my friend. She took a step closer, her eyes glistening now with unshed tears. Do you know what it feels like to see your face on pictures you never took? To have the world whisper your name like it's a scandal. To lose jobs, friends, sleep, because of something you did for attention. Remy's lips parted, but no words came. The silence that followed was unbearable, heavy with everything unsaid. Then finally Deke appeared in the doorway. His usual confident stride was gone, replaced by something slower, heavier. His expression was unreadable. When his eyes met Remy's, there was no warmth left in them. Deke, Remy whispered. I need to talk to Electra, Deke said flatly. Alone. Electra hesitated, glancing between the two men before nodding to Ivy and Katie. Give us a few minutes, she said. Ivy didn't look thrilled about it but obeyed, shooting a warning glare at Remy before ushering Katie out. As the door clicked shut, Deke exhaled, rubbing the back of his neck. I don't even know where to start, he admitted. Everything I thought I knew about you, it feels like a lie. Remy swallowed hard, his voice shaking. I never lied about how I feel about you. Maybe not, Deke said softly. But you lied about who you are. You let me walk into that party blind. You let me introduce you to my friends, my family, knowing they'd see through you in seconds. I was scared, Remy confessed. You were the first person who ever made me feel seen. I didn't want to lose that. Deke shook his head slowly, tears beginning to form. You didn't want to lose me, so you lied to me. You didn't want to lose Electra, so you destroyed her. You don't love people, Remy. You consume them. Those words hit harder than any slap could. Remy's voice broke completely. You think I don't know what I did? I hate myself for it. I've spent every day trying to fix it, but I can't change the past. Then maybe you shouldn't be chasing a future with me, Deke said quietly. Because right now, I don't even know if I can look at you without seeing what you did to her. Electra's eyes softened slightly, a hint of the empathy that once defined her. Deke, she said softly. He needs to leave. Remy looked between them, realizing that this was the end. So that's it, he whispered. You're just done. I don't hate you, Deke said after a long pause. But I can't be with you. Not like this. Not knowing who you really are. Remy's tears finally fell. Please don't do this. I'm sorry, Deke whispered. And just